Hey friends, I'm so excited for today's video. I'm literally buzzing because we have a fun one planned. I've been really busy lately with work and trying to put videos up that I forgot to enjoy the little things that make me happy. So for the next 6 days, I'm gonna pick out of a jar an activity and we're gonna spend a few hours just enjoying that slowly, indulging into that activity. Some of it is fairly new to me, some of them I've done plenty in the past, but it's nice to have a little mix in there. So let's start with day one. Okay, so today I extracted geocaching. I always call it geocaching. I'm not sure this is how it's called. Maybe geocaching, I don't know. But before I confuse you further, if you don't know what it is, it's essentially worldwide treasure hunt. There's an app that you can have a look in your area. If there's any spot, you will get some coordinates, then find a little treasure. So some of them are quite big, so you can actually find something there. But most of them are just about finding something small. It's like a hidden piece of paper or something similar. You can log your name in and then move on to the next one. But it's quite good because it makes you explore the places you are in, and they are literally everywhere. I live in a very small town and I could find about 10 to 15 around my area. I think it's quite a big community of people that are hiding this around. Quite fun to do. Let's see if we're actually going to find them, because sometimes they're actually hard to find. They are hidden in like bushes or things that in the summer are a bit harder to access. So let's see if we manage to get done today 2 or 3, hopefully 3. Let's go.
We ended up getting to 4 spots in our area. The first one we could not find anything. I think the area was too overgrown, so we will have to come back to that during winter. The people hiding these must be very creative, because the other 3 were also quite challenging locations, in a traffic sign attached to a metal frame of a fence and under a bench. Luckily there are hints in the app.
So today we're making banana bread. Already facing the first challenges. I needed to have room temperature butter and eggs, and both of these were in the fridge. So we're gonna leave these for a little bit on the windowsill. We're gonna chop some walnuts in the meantime.
I was never good at baking, and I've rarely done it in the last year, to be honest. It does not come naturally to me either, and I tend to hurry to get to the nice product at the end. But today it's about the process and about calmly doing something with my hands instead of scrolling. I make a conscious effort to pay attention to each step in the recipe and slow down.
Also, the recipe calls for 165 grams of sugar, and I'm just gonna use about 100 because I don't really like a very sweet cake. You know I'm committed when I take this out of the cupboard. My bananas were a bit smaller than the ones in the recipe, and I don't have enough grammage, and I think that will make it a bit less moist. I want to have a moist banana bread. I'm gonna add a couple of tablespoons of sour cream instead of the missing banana. I debated whether to add this or applesauce, but I'm a sour cream fan, so we'll try sour cream this time.
The end product was also pretty damn tasty too.
Hi friends, it's another day. I came back from work and I cannot wait for today's hobby. I'm gonna literally spend the whole evening on it. If this is not the ultimate self-care, I don't know what is. I started reading again a bit more seriously last year when one of my friends was talking to me about the fact that she has a yearly goal of completing 12 books, so about 1 per month. And what I've started to do is not being attached to 1 book at a time, to go through multiple books. I'm very excited that literally for the whole evening, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna be reading. My husband is gonna take on the dog walk and dinner so that I can focus on that. How privileged am I? Okay, so it's been about 45 minutes, but I had to get away from the bedroom because it was getting a bit weird being in bed, and it's quite early and I was getting really sleepy. So I think I'm done for today with this book. Some real life advice in here that speaks to me, so yeah, I can see why she'd think that's suitable for me. So I'm gonna move on to the next one, which is going to be a bit more, a bit of a fun one. So I'm going to read Twilight in English. So I'm Romanian, and when I was a kid, I was obsessed. I read them all like this, but in Romanian, and I fell in love with them. A couple of months ago, I was in a secondhand shop, and they had 3 of the 5 books. So I thought, this is my chance. I'm gonna buy them. This is something that I need to have in my collection. I would love to read them in the original, not a translated version of it. This is going to be very nostalgic of that time in my life. So I thought this is a perfect time to start this, to kind of lighten the mood from that one. So yeah, I'm gonna spend about an hour and 15 minutes reading through the first few chapters and reminiscing about my teenager years. Okay, I spent here about an hour and I read 57 pages. And I think this is more than my average, and yeah, obviously I think it's because I know the book and I know the subject and I'm really familiar with what's happening, and I like the topic, so I was really going through it very quickly. So now before I start another book, I'm gonna quickly go and have a little catch up with my husband, and I'll see you here in 2 seconds for you all. Okay, it's a little bit later and I've got tea, but my next read is going to be, so it's a very short book, and that's because it's a book in French. So this book is supposed to be for A2, so it's a simplified version of the actual book. This has only 900 words. My brain is really tired already. I will stick to this one another 20 minutes or something, and then I'll be on my final book for the night. I feel like reading is such a easy, non-committal hobby. It doesn't need any preparation, doesn't need any skill. You just need a book, and that you can find literally anywhere. Secondhand shops are full of them. So now on my last book, this I've already started and I'm a little bit more than halfway through, and it's in Romanian. Romanian is my mother tongue. This author, Mircea Eliade, is one that we used to be taught in school, although I did like it then as well, but it was more of a, I'm not reading it because it's school. You know that feeling when someone makes you do something, especially at that age, that you just rebel against. Out of the Romanian literature, I can definitely recommend this author. It's weird, it's about love, and it's about different cultures. I would say it's one of the most diverse authors in Romanian. I don't know if I'm right, but that's it for today. I'm going to go to bed now and finish up this book, and I'll see you tomorrow with another hobby. Mai ai un pic și faci 30 de ani, deci așa se întâmplă. Am bătrânit proprii. I actually initially had a plan, but then I got talking and I forgot what the plan was, so I just painted some random flowers. So it's a bit later after dinner, and while it was super nice to catch up with a friend, I feel like I haven't actually painted too much. It was more of a mindless one, something to do with your hand while you were talking. I do want to dedicate more time to this hobby today, so I am going to try to make some handmade cards. I have some 1-year-olds' birthdays coming up, and also I'd like to make some thank you cards just to have on hand. The plan is to use one of these. I'll bend them in half. And then I think I'm also going to round the corners just to add a little bit to it. And to be honest, I would like to stop buying cards overall when I can use that as an opportunity to do something with my hands, put my creativity at play. It's a good opportunity, so why would I buy cards when I can make them? I just need envelopes, really. Maybe I can origami some envelopes for it. I will do a design here, and inside I can write my message. Maybe I can also do something on the side, at the bottom. Let's start on a time lapse now. Over the years, I've kind of struggled with the idea of
cards given. In Romania, that's not really a thing, or when I was younger, it wasn't really a thing. So once I moved to the UK and I met my husband and my husband's family, I noticed that everyone was giving cards at all life events, not even just birthdays. We received cards for our anniversaries. For me, it felt so special because it was very new to me. I knew that my birthday was coming. One of the things that I started thinking about was like, oh my god, I'm gonna receive the cards. So it really made it very special for me. However, over time, I started to struggle with the idea of just another consumerism opportunity. For a while I considered them cute, and when I was in the shop, I wanted to buy them, I didn't buy them because I thought I'm adding to an issue that I don't want to be part of. I still loved receiving them though. So these two ideas in my head were conflicting at all times. But I do think that this solves my issue. I do not want to buy them. However, I do like giving them or receiving them. So what stops me from making them? Yeah, I didn't say they're going to be pretty or anything, but they are going to be cute and they are going to be from the heart. And you better be sure that I put thought and love into it. It's a hobby that also solves a problem. Okay, it's a few hours later, and this is what I've got so far. I've got 2 first birthday cards. They're both really cute, I think. A very simple thank you card, and this one just says, I just want to let you know that I'm grateful for you. And then I attempted a wedding card, which I thought was really cute. I just think that is a bit simple. I'm not sure what to add more on it. I'll put their names down here as well. Yeah, that will make it better. Today's hobby has been in 2 sessions. I'm quite happy with what I have. I'll see you tomorrow. Hello, it's another day, and today we extracted gardening. This is one of the hobbies that we've picked up in the last 2 to 3 years since we actually have a garden. There's always plenty to do. The more you frame it in your brain like a hobby, the more you enjoy it and it becomes less like a chore. So this evening we're gonna allocate a few hours to a few plants we have around, also the ones inside actually, because they do need some care, and a little bit outside. It's about to start raining, so I don't know how much we're gonna manage to do outside, but we'll give it a go. I have this basil that I've been growing on the windowsill and it's not very happy. I think it's because I'm also forgetting to water properly. It's also quite leggy right now and not doing very well. I'm gonna pick all the leaves that I can and just leave the tops with the stem I'll put in water so that they can get some new fresh roots and hopefully make a healthier plant. I'm not sure if this is how it works, but it's how it works in my brain, so I'm gonna just do that. So this is the aftermath. This is what's been left. So I'm gonna empty this out. The new plants, I'm gonna put water in, and hopefully in a few days we're gonna have roots. And this is my harvest. So with this, I'm gonna make a little bit of pesto for tomorrow's lunch. So this is going to produce a few plants, and I used a few different soils in here, maybe not the best quality, but I have no doubt that the mint will not only survive, thrive, because it's one of the easiest. You can just leave it here and it will grow. Let's do the heads of these rows. I think they are ready to be put to sleep, to be honest, but yeah, let's see if they have another flowering. I don't think so. This fungus is everywhere. I'm gonna cut this all the way down. Hello. It needs serious thinning before the winter, but for now it looks okay. I should have worn garden gloves. I cut myself in the road and it got in very deep and in an annoying place, and that hurts quite a lot. Oh well, at least the herbs planting went a little bit better. Hi friends, today's the 6th day and we are going to play with Fimo. And if you don't know what that is, it's pretty much colored clay, and you can play and make some nice shapes. Put it in the oven, it gets really hard, and you have a nice little thing. I used to do this when I was a kid, not very well. And I recently found it in the craft store and I bought myself quite a few. And I tried, but I was really bad at it. So I'm going to give it another go now, hoping that I have a bit of patience. But I'm not so sure I'm going to be good at this, but you know, it's about the process of making it, it's not about the result. So what I'm thinking is to try to do some whole fridge magnets. I already have some like tiled
magnets like these ones, so I could attach to it a little clay figurine. I'm not quite sure which figurines yet, but I'm gonna have a scroll through Pinterest and check what looks a bit easier, what looks a bit more achievable, keeping the autumn vibe to it. So maybe some leaves, maybe a mushroom would be quite nice. But yeah, I would love to have different magnets with the seasons so I can change them up when the seasons changes. I prepared my station a bit here on the dining room table. I've got some colors. I'm not sure if I've got the right ones, but for sure I have yellow and red, and that's gonna be good. I think I can mix them up. And then I have this orange. I'm not sure what this color. Oh yeah, for sure this is gonna work really well. And I have some browns. So I just spent the last 10 minutes mixing some yellow and red to make orange. And now I'm using all my energy to carve out a pumpkin shape. So far I've got this. It doesn't look like anything, but hopefully we can make it look a bit like a pumpkin. I just realized that it's not really symmetrical, but I guess that's okay. I don't know if I should build on it or just carve out. This is what I got so far. It's not too bad from far away. I have this tool, which I really never used before, but it really helped make a better shape. My thought behind this is that the last time I tried to make anything, I tried to make things very small, like this one. It doesn't look bad on camera actually. This took me like an hour to make. It was so tiny and so fiddly, and idea now is to do things a little bit bigger, and that's okay really. For magnets, I think it's okay if they are a bit bigger. And so far so good. Okay, they don't look fantastic, but they are not too bad. They are a decent size, so I think that made it a little bit easier. And I just need to put them in the oven, but it's quite late now already. It took me actually about an hour to do those. So I think I'm gonna put them in the oven tomorrow, and I'll show you in the morning. So that's it from me for this time. Thank you for watching, and if you stuck to the end, please subscribe and like and let me know which one I should try next. Bye friends.